Egypt's President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi says he will not be interfering in the trial of foreign journalists in Cairo. A court in Cairo yesterday found Australian Peter Greste, Mohamed Fahmy and Baher Mohamed from the Al Jazeera network guilty of spreading false news and sentenced them to 7 years in prison. There's been global outcry over the trial, which has attracted the attention of even governments around the world. Australia's Foreign Minister Julie Bishop said she would work with the Egyptian government to try to secure Peter Greste's release as soon as possible. Well, his father told reporters in Brisbane that the family was devastated and shocked by the verdict. President el-Sisi has said, quote, "We respect judicial rulings and we must respect judicial rulings and not criticize them, even if others do not understand this."
Australia summoned a senior Egyptian diplomat on Tuesday to protest against the sentencing of an Australian reporter, one of the 3 Al Jazeera journalists, jailed for 7 years by an Egyptian judge. The 3 journalists, including Australian Peter Greste, all denied charges of working with the now-banned Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. A spokeswoman for Foreign Minister Julie Bishop says the Egyptian ambassador was currently in Cairo. Egyptian Charge d'Affaires Sheriff Abdelaziz Badel Hussein was summoned to the Department of Foreign Affairs in Canberra so that Australia could further express its disappointment. Despite the growing outcry, Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott struck a cautious tone, somewhat softening his government's furious initial reaction.
Well, what we don't want to do is engage in unhelpful megaphone diplomacy, because that won't do Peter Greste any good. It won't do his 2 Al Jazeera colleagues any good. What we want to do is to talk calmly and patiently and reasonably to the Egyptian government. We want what's best for the long-term interests of Egypt, as well as what's best for Peter Greste and his colleagues.
The sentence has caused outcry in Australia, with at least one senior politician going so far as to raise the possibility of levelling sanctions against Egypt's government, something Abbott's government has so far ruled out.
We're also taking steps to lodge a formal diplomatic level request of the President that he intervene in the proceedings at this stage. We have been informed that the President cannot consider a plea of clemency or a pardon until such time as all of the legal proceedings have been concluded, and that includes an appeal, and the Greste family are currently considering whether or not to appeal.
Cairo defended the journalist's convictions and rejected the widespread condemnation as interference in its internal affairs.